Hello everyone, welcome to the Yarn Bowl. Today in this video I'm going to show you how to crochet this beautiful baskets with macrame cord. This is the first time for me to use macrame cord in a crochet project and I'm so excited because the end result, the baskets turned out so cute and they are very sturdy unlike yarn. And if you want a free written pattern of this basket, it's available in my website theyarnbowlcrochet.com. Link for that is available in the description. If you have an Instagram account, please do not forget to follow me on in my Instagram as well, where I post fun reels and immediate updates on project that I'm working on. And if you're new to this channel, please do not forget to subscribe to the Yarn Bowl and click on the bell icon as well so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. So this is the project that we'll be working today, and first time I'm using a macrame cord for working this basket. And unlike yarn, these baskets are nice and sturdy. You can use it for multi-purpose storage. And I'm going to show you how to work this baskets for a bigger size. And thanks for Hippie Crafter for sending me this macrame cord. I really enjoyed working with this. And I only used 1/3 of this cord for making this basket. With this one skein or roll of this macrame cord, you can work 3 baskets of the size that we are working. And you can order these cute cords from hippiecrafter.com, and they work very nicely. And I'm going to tell you how to work the same basket for a bigger size. It's a continuous square pattern that we are going to work, so you can just keep working to work the same basket for a bigger size. And if you're going to work for the size that I'm working today, you can make 3 of these in this one single skein. I'm going to use 5.5 millimeter crochet hook for working this basket. Always use a steel or metal crochet hook while you're working with the macrame cord. And I'm going to use this cute tags that I bought from Amazon, which is optional. And we'll need a tapestry needle to sew this tag to our basket, and scissors. And we'll also need stitch marker to identify our first stitch. For round 1, I'm going to work a magic ring, and then I will go ahead work a chain 1, which does not count as a stitch, and then I will work 8 single crochets around the magic ring. So while you're working with the macrame cord, always make sure you work loose stitches. Don't make very tight stitches, and keep your tension kind of loose, so it will be easier for us to work while you're working with the cord. So once you work 8 single crochets around the magic ring, tighten the magic ring and work a single crochet work a slip stitch on top of your first single crochet to close the round 1. And you can secure your magic ring with a nice tight knot. So at the end of round 1 we should have 8 stitches. Now for round 2, we are going to work a chain 1, which does not count as a stitch, and we are going to make this circle into a square. So for that we are going to work 3 single crochets on the same stitch. So we'll be incrementing around the corners. So this is the first step in converting the circle to a square. So I worked 3 single crochets on the same stitch. So you always confuse this chain 1 as a stitch. So better you mark your first single crochet with a stitch marker, so we don't work slip stitches while we end this round on this chain 1. And then I'm going to work 1 single crochet on the next stitch. So we are going to work 3 single crochet in one stitch and 1 single crochet on the next stitch around, so that this circle will be converted to a square. So next stitch I'm going to work 3 single crochets. and then on the very next stitch I'm going to work 1 single crochet. So we're going to repeat this 2 more times, and then we'll work a slip stitch on your starting single crochet to close this round 2. So at the end of round 2 we should have 16 stitches. So continue working round 2, and we should have a square at the end of round 2. So you can see how our we have converted our round to a square. So we're going to work this continuously with the pattern. I'll show you how we are going to work the square, which will be the base of our basket. Now before proceeding to the next round, from now on you are going to work a slip stitch on the next stitch. So this will take you to the center stitch or the second stitch of the increment stitch. You remember we have worked 3 stitches for the increment around the corner. So this will take to the center stitch every single time. And then on the stitch we are going to work a chain 1, which does not count as a stitch, and we'll work 3 single crochet on that stitch, and then mark your first stitch with a stitch marker. Now to reach to the next corner stitch, which will be the second stitch of the 3 single crochet group that we worked on the corner. So until we reach to that stitch we are going to work 1 single crochet on each stitch, which will be working 1 single crochet on each on 3 stitches, on the next 3 stitches, and on the 4th stitch we work 3 single crochets, and then once again we work 1 single crochet each on the next 3 stitches and work 3 single crochet on the same stitch on the next stitch. In that way we are going to work around the square to complete it. So on the every corner stitch we'll work 3 single crochet, and on the other stitches we are going to work 1 single crochet. So we'll work 1 single crochet each for 3 stitches, and then 3 single crochet on the corner stitches. And then now we work a slip stitch on top of your starting single crochet stitch. So that will be the end of round 3, and we should have 24 stitches at the end of round 3. You can always pull your work because of the tension the shape will be a little bit different. You can just even it out. And then for round 4 once again we work a slip stitch to reach to the next stitch, which will be the second stitch in the 3 single crochet group, which will be our corner stitch where we are going to work our increment, and then we are going to work a chain 1, which does not count as a stitch, and then we'll work 3 single crochets on the same stitch. So now once we work this 3 single crochet on the same stitch, to reach to the next corner stitch, which will be the second single crochet stitch of the 3 single crochet stitch that we worked on the corner, we are going to work 1 single crochet on each stitch until we reach to the next stitch in the corner where we are going to increment. So that will be 5 stitches. So we are going to work 1 single crochet on each stitch for the next 5 stitches, and then we should have reached to the corner stitch where we are going to work our increments, which will be 3 single crochets. So now once you have worked 1 single crochet each on the next 5 stitches, I'm going to increment. So I'll be working 3 single crochet on the same stitch, and then once again I'm going to work 1 single crochet on each stitch for the next 5 stitches. Once again I'm gonna increment after I worked 1 single crochet each on 5 stitches. So each of the second stitch of the 3 single crochet group, we are going to work our increments, and then once we are done, we are going to work a slip stitch on top of your starting single crochet. We should have 32 stitches at the end of round 4. Now we are going to proceed with round 5. So now you know how we are incrementing. We are going to work a slip stitch on the next stitch, which will take you to your corner stitch, and then we are going to increment there, and then in all other stitches we are going to work 1 single crochet each. So in that way you can work continuously until you want your baskets, how big you want your baskets to be, and then you can proceed working the body. So now I have worked slip stitch on my on the next stitch, and I am working my increment, which will be 3 single crochets on the same stitch, chain 1, which does not count as a stitch, and then 3 single crochet on the same stitch. Mark your first stitch with a stitch marker, and on the next 7 stitches I am going to work 1 single crochet on each stitch for the next 7 stitches, and then I should have reached my corner stitch by then, and then I'm going to work 3 single crochet on the same stitch on the corner stitch. So now I have worked 1 single crochet each on the next 7 stitches. Now I'm going to work 3 single crochet on the same stitch. These are the corner increments, and then once I have worked 3 single crochets, now I'm going to work 1 single crochet each on the next 7 stitches. So we are going to repeat this pattern around and then continue to work this round. So at the end of this round we should have 40 stitches. So once you have completed this round, you're going to work a slip stitch on top of your starting single crochet stitch to close this round 5. So continue to proceed this pattern around, and then you can work a slip stitch on top of your starting single crochet stitch to close this round 5. So at the end of round 5 you should have 40 stitches. So I'm going to continue to make my basket here. I'm done with my base. So if you want your baskets to be little bit bigger, you can keep working on this base. You can increment on the corners, keep working this square until the desired size you want, and then start working this body. So for the body we are just going to work 1 single crochet on each stitch. So you can, the base is the one that decides the size of this basket. So you can keep working this continuous square until the desired size you want, and then work on your body. If you see, for the first round after the 8 single crochet, we had 1 stitch in the center between the increments, and then for the next row we had 3 single crochet stitches, and then for the next row we had 5 single crochet stitches, which are the non-increment stitches, and for the next row we had 7 single crochet stitches, which are the non-increment stitches, and then we had increments on the sides. In that way you can keep proceeding with your increments and increase the size of your basket. Now I'm going to stop working on the size. I'm going to work the body of the basket. So I'm working a slip stitch on top of my starting single crochet, and then I will work a chain 1, and then I'm going to pick up the back loop of each stitch. You can see the front and back loop. I'm going to pick up only the back loop of each stitch, and I'm going to work 1 single crochet on that stitch. So from now on there is going to be no increments. We are just going to work 1 single crochet on each stitch. But since this is the first row or the first round, so I'm going to work 1 single crochet on each stitch on the back loop only. So this is going to give a nice flat base to our basket. since this is the first round for our body, I'm going to work one single crochet on each stitch only on the back loop so that our base lays flat. So once you are done with this round, I am going to work a slip stitch on top of my starting single crochet stitch to close this round 6. So at the end of round 6, you should still have 40 stitches. Now from round 7 to round 11, we are just going to repeat whatever we are doing now. We are going to work a chain 1 which does not count as a stitch, and then I am going to work one single crochet on top of each stitch around. So from round 7 to round 11, we are just going to work one single crochet on top of each stitch around, and then we'll work a slip stitch on top of your starting single crochet to close each round. So we start each round with a chain 1 which does not count as a stitch, and then we work one single crochet on top of each stitch around, and then work a slip stitch on top of your starting single crochet stitch to close the round. So at the end of each round we should have 40 stitches. So that's the body of the basket. It's so simple and easy. So now we are going to work the 7th round. So once you are done, keep working 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th round, which will be the same pattern. So now I am going to end round 7 by working a slip stitch on top of my first stitch, and then work round 8 which is same, work a chain 1 which does not count as a stitch, and then work one single crochet on the same stitch and keep working one single crochet on top of each stitch around, and once done work a slip stitch on top of your starting single crochet stitch to close this round. So keep working this way until we reach round 11, which will be our last round. So we'll be fastening off our yarn after that, and that's it, our basket will be done. So keep working this pattern until we reach 11. I'll meet you at the end of round 11. So now I'm at the end of round 11. I have a couple of stitches left for me to complete this round, and I'll be working a slip stitch on top of my starting stitch to close this round. And once this is done, you can fasten off and weave your ends. So we have one odd end at the center of the basket. I'm going to weave that and weave this end as well, and then you can cut all the odd ends of your yarn. So now our basket is ready. You can just shape your basket. Since it's a nice thick cord, it's gonna retain its shape. And I'm gonna attach or sew this cute leather tag which says handmade. I bought these tags from Amazon. So I'm gonna just sew this tag to this basket, which is gonna give it a nice look, cute look to it. And you can use this basket for storing any of your small stuff. It's a multi-purpose basket. It's great for organizing. And as I told you, you can work this baskets to any size you want. They look so cute, and if you are a person who does lot of craft fairs, it will be very useful to you. So I'm gonna store some of my cosmetic and earring that I've made in these baskets. They look super cute, and I hope you enjoyed this pattern. And try this macrame cord from Hippie Crafter. I've posted the Amazon links of these macrame cords in the description box. You can find the Amazon and the website where you can order these cords. And the baskets turned out so cute, and I can't wait to make another project with the other yarn that I have, the other cord that I have. If you want a free written pattern of these baskets, it's available in my website, theyarnbowlcrochet.com. Link for that is available in the description. So if you have Instagram, please follow me on my Instagram as well, where I post fun reels and immediate updates on project that I am working on. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to subscribe to the Yarn Bowl and click on the bell icon as well. Thanks for watching. Bye.